with your achievement and your experience in motel construction, again within the context of Stokvels, just give me about 5 tips, for young women, young men as well, who are looking at Stokvels as a vehicle to get into this investment movement.
But if you asked me a question about 5 things that I will put, I don't know if there will be 5, but I said the first one would be, it must be people that you trust and you know and you can rely on to be cooperative. And the second thing, do have a very strict policy that governs you, because there's nothing that beats people having a document that says we will work in this fashion. If you do not follow this process, you can call it a constitution, you can call it whatever, but it must be set out how you are going to relate to one another.
Great.
That's a very important ingredient. It works for cooperatives, it works for small businesses, it works for big companies like Mattel.
Great.
The ability to be stuck on what you have jointly agreed to do. And you must even include there, if you don't do what we say you are supposed to do, including contribute 20 rand at the end of each week, then what? The third thing is, I think because we're talking investments, I think that our young people must look for investments that are high yield. High yield means how can you 20 rand today? It must be that December 20 rand 100 rand.
There's triple M that tells me I can get what no, push. No, that one, yeah.
You look for those, and I like property. Because property never devalues unless you have bought in a bad place.
Yes, location.
And property these days, how many homes are there? But can I approach them and ask them that they can make the house available for me? And you as a group, go there. There's a big gap, there's student accommodation. I lament the fact that these students say, UJ, I didn't have accommodation, but you've got homes in Soweto where if you're a small investment Stokvel, you can even negotiate. Can we rent the space behind your house? You put up 3 bedrooms. Ukenya the bed, ukenya desk, ukenya light. That's the high yield I'm talking about. The universities these days actually contract you. If you've got accommodation right for their students, they will give you a contract to say, okay, accommodate our students in the next 3 years, and you don't have to worry about the income because the university is the one that's paying you. So you don't go to the students, you have nothing to do with the students, you are a client of the university.
Wow.
And that is rentals always give you very high yield.
No, that's quite interesting. As you say, I mean, the back homes, it has always been our extensions, but now use them not just for
not just for residential, they are important, but convert those things into accommodation for the students. The last one, which certainly probably is the most important for me, is that there must be a social conscience in the group. You're putting money together, but at the end of the day, you remember Kakemanu? Each December, I must admit, a few years ago we stopped doing it, but Nerek identify a specific project.
Definitely.
And then or we take something to communities. Always, when I speak about any subject matter, I speak to my people about the need for us to give back. Because much as we will be talking investment, put your money aside, we must always be cognizant of those that are less fortunate than ourselves.
Wow. No, thank you so much for that. And it's something that we tend to lose easily because we focus on ourselves, our success, and we forget that by nature as black people, most of us belong to the village. We are a village. So it is so important that as we try and build this empire as Stokvels, we emanate from the village in any way. So we need to plow back to the community. I really thank you so much. Just a parting shot. Is there a future for Stokvels? Do you see?
Sure. You know what? You see, now I'm now in the afternoon of my life in terms of my business motel. I just want the young people who are in this business to take over the business, and I must do something else because that's just me. I get impatient with doing the same thing.
I know.
That for me is really something I want to focus on going into the future. I really believe this 49 billion rand revenue that's turning over each year, and it's going through banks, and we get very little out of it, especially us as black people. There are so many innovative things we can do as Stokvels with investments that will be socially conscious, but also give us the return that we're looking for.
Definitely.
The other day, to know now the Stokvel a relationship between some retailers and banks, and if you buy, so you put the money in the bank. Remember, otherwise it's a challenge. How December you must buy grocery of no less than 30,000 from the retailer, and then Mara Oswanetsuri, even 30,000. I say 30,000, they won't deliver the goods for you.
You know what? Really, you've touched on the subject, really. And what I'm going to do, Mr. Producer, I'm going to break this into two parts. Let's proceed. The grocery one, it's actually the most painful part of Stokvels for me, in that they don't only save money at the bank, they park their monthly contributions at the bank. At the end of the year, they go and pick groceries, disregarding this monster called inflation.
Exactly my issue. So grocery ele, how no uirekile, and who says that grocer, that retailer is cheaper than the competitor? Invariably at December, you get all sorts of freebies, and get a little bit better off. I shop around. I look at the Sowetan insert. I look at where are the best prices. So poor women who have parked their money there have no option but to go to this specific,
and quantities as well. You find that you are a family of two. What do you do? Kadi bags say for it's rice, it's tofu, it's tambo, it's pasta. You know, we're not saying people should not buy these products, but now, and you know, people buy bulk for the sake of bulk. And some of us who are not blessed enough, who are not fortunate to be staying in air flowing houses, you find that the house is so congested. By the time you want to open that bag of flour, it's in.
So now my model, which somebody out there, especially younger, only 5 failures at this investment, one of the things, and I'm giving you tips because it's just the market is so big. Now what I would do, which I'm gonna do when in my next life,
the second half,
is to say 5.
Yes.
We're contributing 100 rand per month. Do you know that that's 500 rand?
Yes, but yeah.
More 500 rand in you. Do you know containers, construction sites?
Okay.
Those things are cheap. Sometimes they're given for free by what Transnet.
Okay.
You just take one, repolish a handle, you get the space, you put it there.
Yeah.
That 500 rand, you can actually start a small investment by creating an outlet, your shop. For the community.
Yeah, like they do in Italy, I believe.
Exactly. So when you go and shop, you shop in bulk. That's the only time you can buy in bulk. It's for you to come back, decant, put in smaller packets. All you do is to brand it. Why it's about no name brand?
Yes,
but then we in the townships,
definitely.
We don't want
the toilet paper, as long as it does the job, you know.
So that's where the foreigners that we don't like that much in our townships, when we fight with them, that's what they do. And now we fail to realize that it's not about the big stores, and it's the small. I'm talking containers which you can get for free. Inside you can divide the container, you can put shelves in there. So your Stokvel becomes a source of collective buying power. That you can then, at the end of the year, you can sit and say, I guess you won't start month 1.
Yes.
Month 1 is 500, the next month is 1,000, And as I say, if anybody listening here would like me to put them in contact with people who sometimes give for free the containers, I'm very happy to do that.
I'm going to take you on that. In fact, I just had a glance. Congratulations, by the way, on your wonderful book. And as I was just quickly standing, you mentioned your Mteo Academy, which I would like to link to what we've just spoke about now. You know, things that we think we want to do, you know, in our other side, latter part of our lives. I've also started the Stokvel Academy, because this conversation of 500 rands per month times 5, you know, you and I might take it lightly, but we need to educate people. Unfortunately, because of our apartheid educationals, what is basic is not really that basic, you know, to our communities. So I would really love to see, you know, Mteo Academy purely from the industry perspective, and the Stokvel Academy, a JV nyana of some sort, you know.
Yeah, with pleasure. We can do that with the utmost of pleasure, because we do have, we are now busy with purely construction related trainings, but we are planning together with the SITA to have trainings in management, small business management, because my argument is that when we go into these communities and we get these young people and we train them to be damn good bricklayers, you can't just leave them with that skill. You must leave them with the skill to be a damn good bricklayer, a damn good plasterer who can run a business.
Okay.
So with pleasure we can really look at how we can work with you, especially on the business training side, business management side, because we are accredited with the construction SITA, and we are looking at management courses for small businesses.
Thank you so much, Thandi. Once more, you know, well done and congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to get home and sit and relax and go through the Mteo story. It is indeed a power and empowering story by one woman that I met, Stokvel Saga. I'm sitting here in these beautiful offices, amazing. You know, it just shows that there is power in the 800,000 Stokvel groups that are out there.
Is it that many?
11.2 million people in South Africa belong to Stokvels. So, you know, there is a lot that we can do. And thank you very much, Thandi, and all the best.
Thank you for having me.